The Story of Bri full story. Okay, so if you didn't know, it was based off a video game where I had Lily, which she thought I had better strategy, but the other people were cheating going up and down. What this turned into was a series of events where, the unlimited substance of an anime nerd cannot stop, the charisma and swagger of a fan progression. And then she ended up being a ninja character from Naruto with a headband that's based off the buttons off the PlayStation controller. I was all 26, Lily 27. Knowing she was going to be in all the movies. Like, yeah, I have a girl, Lily, with a Naruto character that looks like a PlayStation symbol on her headband. She's fucking killing it in and out, and now I'm almost 30. Her most critical role is in Hyperson, FYI, Lily, in the movie, Boomer hits on her and gets a better chance with her than Gambaya, if you didn't know. And who Boomer ends up with at the end of the movie, Lily establishes who I am as a writer. One thing that's for sure is that me and Bri fight the same. When I was doing the I'm Sasuke days lately, when I was dodging a bullet lately, I recognized that she had to do everything that I did, including dodging a bullet, in order to be Brisuke's character. The character is called Brisuke and it's based off Sasuke. And there was a whole, pandemic, where I didn't, want to be Sasuke lately, where I can get girls at, various places when it was obvious, but I add something athletic that's also, add on to my athletic career. Because I was the first anime fan, to live through the message athletically, like Bruce Lee. And that's connected to my dancing obsession, just observe. She's one of the strongest characters in Nons, and, another thing that I was hyped for was her role in Simpsonamic. And there was also the fact that, her sensei is based off one of my favorite rappers, Common Sense. And his name is Kama. And, the worst thing I did, where it came to playing the company, literally, was they were both light-skinned. At the end of the movie, he says, "Nice work, Bri." The reason why Bri was powerful was when I got her number was when I did one of the best cosplays of all time, putting on for black anime cosplayers. And I was Kizaru from One Piece, and the whole thing flipped because the talk video community that I adapted to had to recognize my character because Kizaru is a part of her fan and progression. Now characters like Skittles, alternately, deviant characters like Skittles, Lily going up against Bri. Who would win the fight, Bri or Skittles? I was hyped ultimately. I met her when she was Android 21, where I was in my best fit, when I had a lollipop in my hand, and I was a new version of Lil Wayne. It was pretty crazy. I like her moveset the best, and currently, I can't perform better than her, I imagine how every scene was gonna go step by step, including the time that we did Kami High. It was crazy. I imagine her in Fortress. I imagine her in Bayside. Her character, was a freaking shit, man. I just couldn't, get enough of it. Now, there is a Bri in Nons Times 2, but I'm not going into that. Because at the end of Nons Times 2, Lily, there's a big spoiler, for Skittles. I got back in 2021, which I can't state ever again. And most likely, what happened was the video game evolved to a point where my favorite, anticipation from her was going to be in Digi Beyblade. And there was going to be epic foreshadowing in the future that, Cringe was going to come back to mess up the anime in the Kolyoko fashion. Like Xana, like certain parts were going to be, messed up because of what we did, that was so big that was in the sky and people rejected it. But Bri, nice, Bri, Lily, fat, light-skinned cheeks all up in my face. I loved Ultra Out 28. And there's always bigger depth behind the character, but it was professionally made back where, I had everything but the signature. It was officially confirmed, and, I had a lot, on my plate. I'm gonna, get rid of some things, and gain some things, because that's how life goes. And, if you're wondering, the shopping mall that happened, this year, one of the best posters ever, is better than Dan. And it did stimulate me, but nothing like the beginning days while I was working with Funimation, when I knew her character design was going to be animated. It just pissed me off. It pissed me off to some extent. And you can't do that with somebody, literally, who plays up a signature like me because of my old job at John's Incredible Pizza. Check in and check out. You really can't fool me. And I made the company with momentum, / the biography and documentary I did for Alice and Miranda. Not to get cocky, but I already did, a movie, for Try Hard Academy. And I have Goku as a chain. Lily, I don't have the chain anymore, but I still have the emblem that I can use at any time. You have to recognize that, Bri went hand in hand with everything I wanted to do, including deviant art, cool fight scenes, choreography, and most of all, things that are jacked, like, a Zaf in Bayside, Zaf being equivalent. Biggest things that I confirmed, back in the days of 2021, 2, etc., was, Bri and Layla, and it really did piss me off. But it's whatever because I knew how, to hold back, and not to trust people up front. And I also knew how to make it instrumental. So it didn't mean too much while I was waiting for movies to be approved by Samuel L. Jackson. And why, it didn't happen right away. I'm like, you really think that I'm not gonna, ask for something in person after working with, Christopher Sabat and Sean Schimmel throughout all those fucking years, through getting the pussy wet, oh, I met him at a convention, this, and that. I knew he was following me, just like my freaking girlfriend, my stalker girlfriend. And it doesn't matter because there's things like Puzzle Mania, miscellaneous things like Auntie Lisa that don't get out of hand. So without further ado, this is the full story behind Bri. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please stay tuned for more Nods content.